these are probably a couple of things that come to mind when you hear the words self-care.
So we're going to start in this tabletop position, making sure your hips are above your knees. We're going to keep the hips nice and high and just walk the hands out in front of you. Keep reaching through those fingertips. Maybe you can let your forehead rest down on the mat. If you have a little bit more room to play with, maybe bring your chin down on the mat. But only do this if it feels nice in your body.
Okay, before we jump into what self-care is and isn't, and what I consider to be the 3 types of self-care, if you're into personal growth and personal development for the not too woo-woo, please subscribe to my new channel. Also, comment below on this video or suggest topics you'd like to see in future videos. Okay, yeah, so while yoga and a mani-pedi and beauty treatments and a massage are fantastic, and it can be a part of, a self-care day, that's not necessarily what a daily self-care practice looks like. For me, self-care has 3 parts: mind, body, and spirit. When you care for each of these separately, overall, you feel better. Self-care for the mind. For me, self-care for the mind has 2 parts. The first is what I talk about in my other video, which I'll link below, the 1 personal development tip that changed my life, and that is you can't let your mind be the boss of you. You have to start questioning what your mind's telling you and seeing if your monkey ego mind really has your best interest at heart, or if it's just trying to protect yourself. So part 1 of self-care is don't believe everything you think. The second part of taking care of your mind, self-care for the mind, is being vigilant about what energy you let in and what you give your mental and emotional energy to. Meaning, if the news stresses you out, turn it off. If you find yourself getting sucked in on social media and you don't feel elevated, disengage. If there are people in your life who are sneaking into your headspace and sucking your energy, set boundaries. The second part of self-care, the body. When you take care of your body, your entire being, your mind and your spirit are going to benefit. Taking care of your body includes things like setting a sleep schedule. They call it sleep hygiene. And it means going to bed at a certain time and waking up at the same time every day. Yes, even on the weekends. It sounds sucky, but you will feel so much better once you start doing it. It also includes things like, oh, you're going to hate me for this, but no screen time an hour before bed. I'm just the messenger. Also, food. Again, I'm just the messenger. And these were things that were so hard for me to implement initially. And I don't always stick to them 100%. But the benefits, now that I'm living it more, so outweigh the inconvenience and annoyance of it. Sugar. Yeah. You feel great when you have that sugar initially. But then you crash. And then all sorts of horrible things start happening internally and, believe it or not, up here. So you're going to want to try to do things like limit your sugar. Caffeine is not your friend. I know. I was engaged to caffeine for a long time. Fast and processed foods, not so good. I know. It hurts just saying it. And the third part of self-care, caring for your spirit. And this just means doing things more often that makes you feel alive, that makes your soul sing, that makes you be totally immersed in the moment. For me, that's going in the ocean, playing with animals, reading a good book, watching a sunset. Looks different for everybody. Find your joy and then live that joy. I guess the main takeaway from today's video is don't look at self-care as something you do, once a month, a self-care day. Self-care is something that needs to be done every single day in as many small ways as you can, and it'll make a huge difference. I expand on all of these things. I've got an ebook, a short ebook coming out in June. It's called Mindfulness for people who suck at being mindful, and we'll talk more about that when the time comes. But if you have any self-care things that you love to do, please let me know below. Also, as I said, it's a new channel, so please subscribe, give the video a like, and let me know topics for future videos below. Thank you. Subscribe to the blog, maximizelife.com, on Instagram, a.maximize.life, on Twitter, maximizelife, and on YouTube, maximizelife. 2 X's. Talk to you soon.